Trained by JP, Pumpage, the best non-stim pre-workout on the market. The goal of Pumpage is to give you a pre-workout that has flexibility. Usually, if you go for a stim pre, you can't take it at certain times of the day. Whereas with non-stim, you can take it first thing in the day, you can take it the last thing at night, and you'll still be able to sleep. Most importantly, you're driving nutrients to where they need to be during training. This is gonna give you the pump, the mind-muscle connection you need to have fantastic training with no come down and no crashes. Also, it contains Trained by JP's own cell swell matrix, which is a combination of free-form citrulline, taurine, and betaine. If you're looking for flavor recommendations on Pumpage, my go-to is orange and mango blast. So get yours today at trainedbyjp.com.
Yes guys, I'm Finn.
I'm Josh.
My name is Noah.
Hi guys, I'm Matt. This is Natural Physique Coaching.
Take your time, get nice and wide. We wanted to bring a coaching team to the table to help people achieve the highest level of results possible naturally under our guidance.
Too many people think that they have to start taking performance-enhancing drugs to achieve a high level physique. We want to prove to you that you can do it naturally and achieve the physique that you've always dreamed of.
We are here to deliver. Not everyone understands what this sport truly means. The pain, the focus, the fire inside. You fall. You fail. You doubt, and yet you rise. Because this is what you do. You push through pain. You fight through fear. You show up when no one's watching. Every movement starts with a vision. It begins with passion. The NBW International is more than a competition. It's about giving back to the sport that shaped us, to the community that believed in us, to the journey that made us who we are. Now, it is your moment. Let a new era begin. This is NBW International 2025.
Hello and welcome back to section 3 of the day. Yeah, obviously I'm sure you missed us, but we will be kicking off this section with Classic Physique, which I believe are actually going to be coming on as one entire height, which will be super exciting. Yeah, I mean, obviously then we'll be seeing the first overalls of today, followed by the pro show. So still so much action to go. Super excited.
So yeah, if you do have anyone in Classic Physique or you're supporting anyone in Classic Physique, you need to basically be glued now because it's just one category.
Yeah.
Looking at probably nearing on what, 20 athletes here?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's what we got told. Whether or not they do end up splitting them, we'll see now, but I don't think they are. I think that they are going to come on all together. We'll listen to Lee now. Yes, open. Okay, so we are going to see a very stacked lineup on that stage.
Yeah, 17 athletes.
It's going to be a hard one.
We're going to go 5, 4 and 4. So please send the first 5 competitors to the stage.
Okay, so I think there might have been a few dropped out because I think he just said 13.
Okay, cool. So that's probably why they're going to bring them all.
Yeah, that'll be fine, yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
I think obviously we've seen a few athletes today already that are doing both. Obviously from Spain, Gonzalo, it was very impressive earlier.
Yeah, and I think as well it's important, you know, as a show to be a little bit flexible, because what you don't want if you do have a 13 is to have a split that then leaves the boys with like a 5 and a 6. I think even though it's, you know, obviously harder to get those medals when you have more in a class, it's an actual competition, which is what you want. So we're seeing the first 5 athletes now, and then they'll bring out a second lot afterwards.
It allows those call-outs, and then it allows the battles of first call-out, second call-out.
100%. Again, we won't have exact names, but we will go by position on stage, and obviously if we do know people, we will mention them. On the live stream, if any of you have anyone in these categories, let us know who they are, where they're from, and yeah, you know, we'll see who's going to be the classic champion. Initial thoughts, Jack, what are you thinking about these guys when they get into a pose?
Yeah, we haven't seen many poses yet. Obviously, first thing to mention is the slight difference with Classic Physique. All competitors are expected to wear black trunks. The trunks are a little bit, they try and accentuate the taper a little bit more. There's a little bit more fabric to them as well. Not quite as revealing on the glutes as well.
Yeah, I think it's kind of nice as well. Like, as much as I love all of the different colours, sometimes it's just nice when everyone's just in plain black. I wore a plain black suit for one of my shows once, and it was one of my favourites. Like, I love the sparkles, but sometimes it's just something cool about it just being just plain.
Okay, so already sort of conditioning on gentlemen in the middle and gentlemen potentially far right. It's probably setting them apart from the other competitors in the lineup.
Okay, please make sure you set it up over those orange spots. Not drifted in.
However, some very good quads on that stage as well.
Yeah. We spoke a little bit yesterday about classic because we were going through what the category is looking for, and where the categories come from. So if you want like an in-depth chat about that, then obviously head back and you can rewatch the stream from yesterday. But I guess, Jack, do you want to just give like a summary again for those that weren't perhaps watching yesterday of what the judges might be looking for in this?
It's linking a little bit more back towards sort of the classic physiques of the sort of 80s. Late 70s, where potentially bodybuilders weren't necessarily pushing the vast amount of food, obviously not within the natural realm, but the drug side of things, where often it led to physiques looking somewhat blocky, lacking the aesthetic side of things in the pursuit of mass within bodybuilding. So classic physique was kind of the stepping stone and bringing back a little bit to paying more attention to smaller waists, the X frame as such, so flaring lats, quads, and I'm sure we'll see that today. And also it allows the individuals to have their own sort of slight spin on a lot of poses, like you'll see here.
Especially this one, yeah, for sure.
Okay, so what is actually interesting with the UKDFBA is I actually think they require them all to hit that same classic pose.
No, I think that was just by chance.
Right, okay.
I think I can hear potentially a little bit clearer than you, but I think his instruction for that one was one classic pose of your choice, but only one. Because you know what people do, they like to
transition between the two.
They do 100 and the judges can't really do it. So I do actually think they can do any one, but a lot of people will choose the same one anyway. So the second group of boys out now.
Yeah, we've seen Gonzalez already today. Gonzalo, yeah. We saw the German classic physique competitor yesterday as well. I believe he did junior classic.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I believe that's Omalayo, one off to the right of centre, who I've seen compete many times this year already, a very, very strong competitor. He's won a few shows as well.
You know how we mentioned about posing songs?
Yeah.
This is mine that they're playing over the top now. So.
There you go, Jack's gonna get the suit off and get out
this
there.
Is actually when it started the routine. This part now.
Yeah, he's very strong.
To your right.
Oh, we've got Gonzalo's supporters back on the live stream.
It's a very strong support.
Yeah.
But obviously, it's going to be the case. This is why the live stream's so good, because it allows these foreign athletes to have great support still.
100%, yeah. In my opinion, these four are stronger than the first guys we saw out. I think these are going to form obviously we've still got a few guys left to go, but I think they will definitely form part of the first call out. Very strong.
Face the rear, gentlemen, face the rear. Double biceps.
So plenty of foreign athletes making up this this classic class. Here we got members from Germany, the USA, Greece, France, Spain, Romania, Jordan, UAE,
Crazy.
Pakistan.
A truly international lineup.
And gentlemen, please finish with one favourite classic pose. Hit the pose and hold it, please. Hold that pose.
It's quite interesting how the majority of people quite like that sort of pose.
Yeah, isn't it?
When I think that's probably one of the least flattering poses you can hit.
It's just easy though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think sometimes with classic poses, like you can be in it but not fully in the pose, and then you look almost like worse.
I still, despite my years in bodybuilding, I still am not quite sure of why they do I guess the favourite classic pose allows them to express themselves in the pose, but how do you judge that?
Yeah, I think it's just for them, really, isn't it? Okay, so final 3 guys out on stage now, before we kind of look into doing the call outs.
So we've seen is it Nathan from the UK, I believe, 112. Fantastic quads.
Yeah, he looks great.
Yeah, we've seen
right
him already.
Above screen right now.
I think he'll be up there for sure.
Yeah. I believe him with the majority of the last call out we just saw will be in the first call out. I think, very strong contender to be up there with a chance of winning. Very solid.
I think we mentioned that even when he was competing in the Open, that he has, very small waist, flaring quad, so it suits him nicely for this sort of classic division. Great conditioning through the hamstrings.
Really good. And also, like, we've mentioned it before, but his tan and his glaze are really, really helping him. And it makes you stand out, when your tan, your glaze is on perfectly. And again, it comes down to skin prep and things like that, not just who's putting the tan on.
And also, how well have you practiced your posing? Because if you start to sweat at all,
yes,
when you pose, that knocks it massively.
The last thing you want is tan running down your face when you're trying to do your poses.
Not quite as apparent as we get into the winter months or late autumn months, but if you've got a show in, I remember competing in July before in Basingstoke Way, and it was warm.
Really? Oh, wow. Even at stage lead.
Yeah.
We've got a comment for number 112's Erectors. Which guy is
that? Nathan Dozy,
on the far right. Yeah, very good, very good. All round, to be honest, Zach. I think he's great. He's very complete. I think he's definitely going to be up there in the first call out, potentially even contending to win. I'm interested to see him actually next to some of the other guys that are a little bit more comparable.
Okay, so now moving into first call out, probably gonna look to see Nathan from that call out there. Probably.
Yeah, I think Amaleo will be in there as well. The darker guy.
Yeah. Gonzalo as well from Spain. I'm sure he'll be making up the first call out.
See where they go for first. The first of the first call out. It's always a confidence boost when you're getting called here, isn't it?
First call out, centre stage 106.
Yeah, Gonzalo.
Gonzalo, very nice.
Gonzalo.
To his right, 109.
That's Amaleo. Again, like I said, he's won many titles already.
Left, 112.
Super nice guy actually as well. Speaking to him after one of the shows this year.
Nathan.
Next to 109 this side, 110. Opposite side, 111.
So Adam Evans and
Christopher
Christoph.
Zhang.
That's great for him, getting this first call out, because not the most muscular individual, but clearly loves the classic physique.
100%. And he is a lot shorter than the other guys as well. And sometimes when you're well, I guess both guys on the right are a little bit shorter, but sometimes it's hard then to hold your own.
And he gives the impression he's a younger individual as well.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Gonzalo just dominating in the middle there, though. A very, very strong athlete. Zach said Jack loves Gonzalo because of the shoulder envy. Yes, he does. He does indeed.
But he has so many other great body parts as well.
100%. He's very complete.
It's not often you see the pop to the delts that he has within natural bodybuilding, at least anyway. It's a great back shot from him as well.
Incredible. From all of them, honestly. Well, I think the middle three will go on to be the top three. I think they are just a little bit ahead.
Yeah, probably what's most likely happening is they're going to get pulled back.
Yeah, for sure.
And then the too far side will be brought in.
Yeah,
to
I
battle
agree.
for that top 5.
Yeah.
Gents, give me your best classic pose of choice.
Classic pose of choice. Yeah, I'll just hit front lat spread.
Somewhat,
very good,
somewhat
though.
a classic pose though. Yeah.
I will always give Omalayo, sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong by the way, but the best marks for the biggest smile on the stage.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen him not smiling. There you go, as we predicted. So top 3 decided pretty much. Obviously, if they find that anybody else kind of like works their way up and they want to compare them against them, they'll bring them back out. But to be honest, I think, yeah, that's a pretty solid top 3. And now we'll look into kind of who's going to claim the 4th and 5th medals. Oscar, this is an open height class, so they are all kind of, it's mixed, it's not short and tall.
Even though, to be fair, there's not that much height
not that much
discrepancy,
difference,
really.
to be honest.
Obviously, the gentleman on the right here is
A little bit taller, but equally, if you were going to split them by height, you know, you're essentially going to be just cutting them in the middle, aren't you? Like, there's not that much difference. A lot of them are very similar.
101 next to 110.
Maybe you have like 2 that are a little bit shorter, 2 that are a little bit taller, but
I think far left here has the potential to work himself in. He's got a very classic physique look about him. You know, small, waist fairly tight, good quads.
yeah, 100%. I think in terms of centre stages posing, I know obviously with classic a lot of people kind of like to do the off-centre legs. I think for him actually this potentially is maybe not the best, because I think sometimes when you off-centre your legs, you off-centre your upper.
Yeah, I don't know about hitting it in a front relax.
Yeah, so in a
for
front,
sure.
in a front relax, I would like to see him actually doing it with both of his legs back. I think he would look a little bit better.
113 switch.
Okay, so moving them around, making sure that they get it right, essentially.
Okay, so 102, who I mentioned, that has potential to work his way up.
Sabia.
Spain. I was going to make reference, facially he looks very similar to an Olympian competitor just over the weekend now, Jose Ma, who's also, I believe, a Spaniard as well, so that would make sense. Looks very similar.
Yeah, you've got him in centre now, let's see.
He's got a very pleasing physique. I think just a little bit more muscle everywhere will take him up to be competitive with the first call out, really.
For sure, and I actually think, you know, from a judging perspective, these are actually sometimes the harder places because, you know, there'll be pros and cons to all of them. Often, you know, when people think of judging bodybuilding shows, they think anybody can do it. But yeah, honestly, anybody could probably pick first and second. But it's the rest of the places that the challenges come, because you're looking at, you know, balancing, you know, is the little bit more size better than the little bit more condition? Is that better than the little bit more shape? And that's, you know, that's where time and experience of judging comes into play, because you can't just, you know, it's easy to pick the winner a lot of the time, but then it's what separates the others, which is the harder kind of, the harder decisions.
Holding that vacuum for that long is
It's
no
hot,
joke.
I know. Do you practice vacuums, Jack, in off-season or prep? Is that in your routine?
More so from a prep perspective.
Yeah.
The thing with a vacuum is, once you kind of get okay at it,
You can do it.
you can do it.
Yeah.
But then it's whether you want to use the vacuum as a way of actually training your midsection and actually potentially drawing it in slightly.
Yeah.
You know, if you have more control over it, you will generally have like a smaller waist as such. So you know, potentially I should practice it a lot more.
Than you do now,
Yeah, but it's, I can still, you know, hit one fine. But yeah, I think if you were to go into a prep, especially if you're doing classic physique and you wanted to hit it, you'd definitely be needing to practice that for sure.
For sure.
because it's not just your ability to hold the pose, it can have a detrimental effect to following poses, because if you hit it and then it gasses you out that much that you then struggle to hit your other poses, then it's kind of a waste of time, really.
Oscar, is judging done with scoring or purely subjective to the judges? So, well, I mean, I've not seen the way the UKDFBA judging sheets work exactly, but it will be done on a scoring basis. So, from my experience of judging, we score different parts. So we'll rank them in order in terms of like condition, muscularity, and then we get a total score for them, which then goes through. But Jack, do you know what the UKDFBA judging score sheet looks like? No, it's a secret. But it will be done on, you know, a scored basis. It's not just going to be a case of, okay, this is my favourite, that's who I want to win. It will have to be done via a scoring system. Whether that, I imagine it's very similar across a lot of the federations, where essentially they probably have, you know, their symmetry rounds, so their standard poses, where they'll mark them in order, you know, 1st to 5th. A lot of the time they won't mark past where the medals end, so then they'll have the second round, which will be the muscularity poses, again scoring them 1st to 5th, and then they will then put those scores forward and they will take the average of all of the judges. Now, depending on how many judges on the panel, sometimes they get rid of like the anomalies, so the highest and lowest scores. Sometimes they'll add them all up and divide by the average. If that results in a tie, what often happens is the head judge will be the decider. So the head judge will make the decision, and, you know, at the end of the day, the head judge has the power to do that. So if it's not a split decision, unfortunately the head judge, they don't get a say. The decision is the decision, but where the head judge comes in is, you know, if it is split amongst the judges exact, then that will be the case. But it's another reason actually why they have an odd number of judges on the panel, to reduce the chance of that happening. So you'll see a lot of the time they'll say, oh, you know, 3-2 split, because obviously if it's a 3-3 split, that then kind of has room for subjective bias. Oh, thank you, Amy. Confirmation that is how UKDFBA also judge. I imagine, to be fair, at most of the shows it's going to be the case of that, which is obviously why you have your symmetry rounds and you have your muscularity rounds, because it's 2 opportunities for you to kind of get up on the score sheet.
Okay, so on to the individuals. I believe this is the Greek athlete. Anastasopoulos.
No problem, Oscar. Me and Jack are here to provide facts and fun.
Yeah, you providing a little more fact there.
Oh, Jack's here just for the banter and the cream of rice discussion.
To be fair, I've never been on a judging panel. So.
Yeah, to be fair, like if I hadn't been on one, I also wouldn't have a clue. But I guess when you do it firsthand, you know, you kind of get used to it, and it makes sense to judge like that, because you're not really, you know, there's no room then for just who's my favourite person. You are literally marking against criteria. And yeah, I mean, I can say for myself, you know, it doesn't matter who's on that stage, you're judging a physique at the end of the day.
Next up, number 101 from France, Sylvie.
So we were chatting a little bit earlier. A lot of the time with these classic guys, you'll see more kind of like dancey routines. Is that the right word? Maybe not. Artistic.
Yeah,
artistic routines.
I think this gentleman here really loves the classic physique. I was watching him during just the mandatories then, and he definitely puts his own spin on things. I think the physique is very classic. I think just needs to be a little bit leaner, and then I think that will be rewarded well. But his posing's very, very good.
Very nice. I agree though. I think for him on this occasion, it's going to be a case of the other guys just coming in that little bit harder are going to pip him.
Because that's the problem, like within classic, yes, it's about sort of lines and structure, but at the end of the day, you still have to be very, very lean. Zena's showing me the live stream and asking me to translate something. My Greek isn't too good.
Honestly, we struggled with Spanish, which is the same letters as the English language.
I believe that was in support of Anastasopoulos.
Yes, so you know what? I'm not gonna attempt that, but I'm sure you're supporting someone.
up number 102 from Spain, please welcome Xavier Orbegozo Garmendia.
So after this, we are straight onto the overalls.
Yes, so excited.
Overall women's, then overall classic physique, and then onto the men's open. So running nicely for time today. I'll give this gentleman a shout out. If you're not aware who Jose Ma is, the young classic physique competitor who just competed at the weekend, he actually literally looks the spit image of a natural version of him. Maybe he's modelling himself on him, I'm not sure. Similar here, like shape is very, very good. Just a little bit more conditioning and just a little bit more muscle.
Exactly. I think again, you know, a great physique, but when you're stood on that stage against guys with a little bit more muscle, a little bit more condition, perhaps that muscle allowing them to get that condition. It's not you get lost on the liner, but you're obviously, unfortunately, gonna not be rewarded. Oh, thanks for the translation. It was. You were right. It was a support message. Fun fact, actually, my dad's first language isn't even English, but do you think he taught me how to speak Arabic? No.
Quite a hard language though, isn't it?
Yeah, but not if you're a baby, right? He could have taught me when I was young. I always think that. It's easy to learn languages when you're young, but when you're hard, well, you'll know. How many days on Duolingo? 227 now?
I think it's 228 today. Ooh. I think. So I believe this is a Romanian gentleman. Petru. Not many from Romania today.
No.
But not often a nation, a country you associate with natural bodybuilding really, so it's great to see there are numbers here.
Yeah, I think also, obviously, we mentioned about the Evo being on this weekend. I think it's super cool to see, you know, a lot of the Europeans choosing to come over and compete at, you know, the NBW International, because it's the first year, you know, we're creating a name for natural bodybuilding from the UK. And I think the fact that so many athletes have chosen this and you know, backed this show, it really does, it makes it like that even bit more special, because like, what a show, what a production. And I think they'll all be very glad that they came over. And hopefully we will be setting the standard, you know, for natural bodybuilding worldwide. So we are now on to Jonas from Germany. I think for him it's going to be a case of just building up a bit more density to compete with the bigger boys. Have some fans in the audience.
106 on stage.
So this is potentially our favourite for this, to get the double. Won one of the medium classes earlier.
Yeah, very strong athlete, and you know, as we said, sometimes when you're that good, you can just take the win in both, because yeah, he's got everything, and it's nice to see him in some more classic poses for this as well.
I don't think we've appreciated yet. It takes a lot to be able to pull off curtains like that.
Yeah.
Fantastic hair.
Yeah, really good hair.
But I think when you're in that sort of shape, you can have
whatever you want.
Any hair you want, really. Great back shot there.
it'll be interesting if he takes the win for this, what he's going to... Oh, actually, no, he can do both overalls. That, oh my God, imagine he wins both. 2 of the 3 swords will be going home going home with him then. But yeah, that's actually really good. There's an overall classic, so I think that's super good, because I think sometimes when you have an overall men's, whilst I love seeing all of them on stage together, it's very hard for a classic to win an overall, like very difficult. And they often they do get overlooked, I'll be honest. Often the attention goes on to your open men, which, very right. They're the biggest men on stage most of the time. So for classic to have their own overall today, I think will be really good. So we've got him top 2 as well. Definitely top 3, depending on which ways the judges go. But another incredible physique. Another physique that has won many shows and will continue to win many shows as well. Great presentation too.
Yeah, pose is great.
Really good.
And like you mentioned earlier, it just looks like he's generally enjoying his time up there.
He's having fun.
Still cracking a smile.
He never doesn't smile.
Number 110 from the United Kingdom is Adam Evans.
We've got Jack Love Jones training push watching this.
Big up JLJ.
You should be training. You should be watching this on repeat, Jack. But I know you probably don't want to miss this category.
Also, Jack, I know the music you listen to as well. My soothing voice is the complete opposite of that. So get some heavy stuff back on.
This is definitely not heavy. But it's push, so I think Jack's voice will suffice for this session. When will we be seeing you back on stage, Jack? Let us know.
Who's asking?
Me. I'm asking Jack. I'm not asking this Jack. JLJ.
Oh, JLJ.
Not Jack Thorburn. We've got people having conversations with each other on here. What time are you home? Do you want to use maybe text for that, or you can keep our live stream running? Yeah. Sure.
Team Connor Lewis. Yeah, so Connor's going to be in the overall later on. I've just spoken to him now actually. His dad was watching the live stream, so he told Connor that I gave him a shout out earlier. It's going to be very interesting, how Connor fares against
some of the other guys.
An athlete like Gonzalo.
Yeah, Jack, also the same, seeing this stage, I think I'm definitely going to go next year.
Yeah, I think if there's ever an incentive to do a show, this is it.
100%.
I was speaking to Chris McCready on Instagram under the name of Keefe West, and he said Keefe's done nearly every show you can in natural bodybuilding. He's been over to Germany to compete. He's done the Gasp Swedish show, and he said he would absolutely love to be doing this one, and almost wish he'd gone this year, not last.
Yeah.
So for someone as experienced as that to be saying that, I think it's a testament to how great of a day and a show weekend this has been.
Yes, another comment saying the stream is incredible. So thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, that was definitely something that AG wanted to make sure he provided for everyone, just to get everyone on it, and everyone that couldn't be here in person. Obviously, there's nothing quite like being here live, but this is a close second.
So, athlete probably fighting for top 3 here, Nathan Doherty.
Yeah.
We've seen him a few times this weekend. He's got a very good front double bicep.
Yeah, another very complete athlete. He's got everything.
Great sort of classic style pose for him. He's got great waist, and that just, you know, accentuates the quads. You know, potentially moving forward, if I was to be picky, a little bit more through the back, but doesn't look it from the front.
Yeah.
But because I know he also does open men's bodybuilding as well, so you know, you need to have all of those body parts really.
Number 113 from Romania, please welcome Alexandru.
Oh, we've got someone watching from Africa.
Oh, wow.
How cool
Okay.
is that? Thanks, Morty the Wolfman. Yeah, I think that's going to be a definite big battle in the men's Physique Pro lineup. A few people earlier actually were commenting on the Reese, Jovan and Josh battle, and obviously we've also got kind of more winners that will hopefully go into that that lineup as well. But yeah, it's going to be a big one. It's going to be a big battle.
Yeah, during the break I was just with Josh Corgan, Jovan and Reese, all having a chat next to each other. So
Psyching each other
I think
out.
the men's physique boys generally
They're very friendly, aren't they? Yeah.
They're a bit more pally with each other, I think.
Yeah.
Whereas there might be a little, not more hostility between the open, but I think they keep themselves a little bit more.
100%. Hood up in the corner.
Yeah.
Alexandru.
What time is men's physique on? So after this we are going directly into the overalls for day 2. Then the scheduled start time for the pro show is 4:15 p.m. However, that is subject to change depending on how we get on with the overalls, what time we finish. If they do feel it's better to start it a little bit sooner, it will. So to be honest, I would definitely be around from about 3:15, just in case they decide to start it a bit earlier. But yes, we will, you know, after this we'll have confirmation of when that exactly will be.
Sole competitor from Pakistan. It's great to see athletes coming from all over the world. I'm not sure what how many shows there are over. Like I have a few athletes that compete in India. I know bodybuilding is massive over there, but the only problem is it's a big trek for them to come over.
Yeah, it's very far. Okay, so now see where the judges placed them of the final category of the amateur show before the overalls.
Petru, Jonas, Gonzalo, Amalaya, Adam, Christoph, David, Alexandru and Abu.
So we're probably going with our top 3 of Gonzalo, Omale and Nathan.
Yeah, I think so. Probably in that order as well.
Yeah.
It's for final burst of activity. Gentlemen, when you hear that music, let's pose down.
Always got to love a classic pose down. The shapes on that stage.
What I find quite funny is I'm watching it here. Gonzalo is at the back, and I think he's very disinterested in this because he knows he's won. So everyone rushed forward, and he's like, yeah, nonchalantly strolled forward. But if you're to be strategic here, yes, it's all very well and good, fun posing for posing here. He's got to realise there's potentially doing 2 overalls here.
Yeah, you want to conserve a little bit of that energy. You kind of want to
conserve that energy. The more posing you hit, the longer you stay on your legs, it does take it out of you. So ultimately, if you want to be a bit strategic about it, you potentially would hold back a little.
Got Omaleo holding that blooming down on one leg. Yeah. Oh God, I'd fall over.
Relax. Your work is done. Gents, please return to the back of the stage and we will proceed to the awards.
No, Oscar, the pose down doesn't count towards any results. The pose down essentially is just a time for them to have a little bit of fun on stage. From an insider point of view as well, it's actually also where they just tally up their scores and make sure that they're happy with all of the results. So it doesn't count. It's a time for them to have fun, time for the judges to kind of make sure they're happy with everything before they then present the results. So it's almost like a filler, but a fun filler.
Fifth place award will go to contestant number 103, Petra Lawrence.
There we go, Mr. Morris back on the awards. So we have 5th place here.
4th place.
Gentleman from Romania, Petru.
4th place was won by 110, Adam Evans of the UK.
Hey. That's a good placing for him.
Yeah, I think he should be happy with that. A very, very tough lineup. A lot of boys up there, so cracking the top 5 is great.
Bronze medal goes to 112, Nathan Doty.
Great. Nathan getting another top 3.
The silver medal goes to your runner-up. Silver medalist is 109, Amaleo.
Cool, so as we predicted, a very strong top 3.
Yeah, very.
First place gold medalist, international.
He seems very happy with that 2nd place. So he should as well. And the double win there for Gonzalo. Again, we called it earlier, really, didn't we? It's going to take a pretty impressive physique to beat him. But yeah, Spain coming on through. Thank you, Jake. I'm also very impressed by the show setup, and I'm here. And thank you as well for the comments on the live stream. I know the feedback has been amazing, and we appreciate every single one of you. Also, someone listening from America, 9:40 in the morning. I'm actually going to America in 2 weeks, by the way. Florida, though, not North Carolina. Raining.
How long are you there for?
2 weeks.
Oh.
I know. I'm very excited. I booked the flights. We currently don't have an ESTA, don't have accommodation, and don't have a car. So currently getting to the country and getting deported out as well. All right then. So the final amateur class of the day, and a very, very strong lineup. Look, top 5 there, which at another show they could all be champions. So great quality, which is just been the theme of the weekend, really. I don't think
every
I've had
single class really.
Don't have a single athlete that hasn't deserved to be up there, which is immense. 12 hours, nice, Melvin.
And Gonzalo's won the first birthday cake of the weekend.
Oh, there you go.
A decent flavour.
Has it got sprinkles in it?
Yeah, it's a little artificial, but
yeah,
I'm down with it. It's not too bad.
Gracias.
Gracias.
We'll see you for the overall.
Okay, so I believe we'll be going straight into the overalls, providing like everybody is ready. If we get told any different by Lee now, we'll obviously let you know. But obviously, now it's time to see who is literally the champion of all champions.
Will be a slightly quick turnaround for Gonzalo, because we have the women's overall now, and then followed up by the classic physique overall, and then the men's open overall.
And we are good to
Cool, yes, we're going straight in.
when you are ready.
So, starting off with the women's overall, this is going to be a good battle. I think some incredible athletes on the stage today. Some of these have already battled each other in previous overalls, actually, so it's a very similar overall to the UKDFBA. So we have both of our figure winners on the right. So we have figure tall, far right with Seren. Then we have figure short with Natasha. We have our physique winner in Ella in the silver bikini. And on the left, we have our women's bodybuilding winner. I went through it yesterday, but again, just to kind of let you guys on the live stream know, this is the best fitted to their own category. It's not the best on the stage comparatively to each other. It's who fits their category the best. So that's what the judges will be looking for. Initial thoughts, Jack, what are you thinking?
Just the overall standard between all four of them, really.
Insane, right? 4 incredible athletes, 2 of which already have pro status. So I mentioned it briefly earlier, but Saren on the far right won the overall at UKDFBA and achieved pro status. Ella came second in the overall at UKDFBA and also achieved pro status in their respective categories. Present in that overall was also Diana, so those 3 have already battled in an overall. And Natasha was actually in the same figure category as Seren, who came second to Seren in the UKDFBA. So these girls are no strangers to each other, but obviously a different day, it can go a different way. For me, I think in terms of the criteria of best suited to their category, it potentially will go to one of the figure girls. And I'm just looking at them comparatively now. Obviously, Seren has previously beaten Natasha. They're very different physiques. So comparatively, Seren has more of an X frame, but Natasha is more muscled. I think overall, I'm going to put my vote with Seren.
I'm going to edge more towards that way.
I'm a very, very big fan. Seren will know that of her. I think, for, a representation of figure, she's very, very good. And I think, for me, I think she wins this overall. But again, what a 4. I wouldn't be surprised if, they give them all pro status, or at least a few of them. Because honestly, they're all pro worthy. I think. I think this is, the standard of natural bodybuilding now. It's absolutely crazy.
That you have to be a pro to win just a regular show as such, really.
Yeah, 4 very good athletes up there. This shot for Ella is absolutely incredible. Yeah. I think it really displays, the condition through her chest, through her obliques, delts. Diana as well, a personal favourite shot for me, her side.
You can see the different levels of conditioning though, if you look at the bodybuilding winner.
Yeah,
through the
she
legs.
looks better now than she did this morning.
Yeah.
She's come on better for sure. So whatever Ella's done with her, she looks great. Wow, just look at that shot.
The overall standard for all of them.
If it went to anyone, I don't think anybody would argue, because they are all very good athletes.
Okay, ladies, thank you very much. If I can ask all 4 of you to go that side.
Okay, so
judges made a decision.
Making a decision.
We have.
Let's see who they take.
And to present the first of our 3.
All girls very deserving of it.
Ultimately, all these girls have won this weekend. This is like icing on the cake, really, for them.
100%.
Get to take home the sword.
Let us know who you guys think.
And the overall.
see.
Very close. 3 votes for the winner, 2 votes
Oh,
for the
split
second,
decision,
1
3
vote
to
for
2.
the athlete. Not a conclusive overall win at all, but a very well deserved one. For your winner and overall Natural Bodybuilding Worldwide International Champion. 145, Sarah.
Yeah, Seren takes the win again, but actually very interesting because it was a clean sweep at the UKDFBA. All judges were in agreement for Seren, but this time 3 to 2. So it would be very interesting actually to see who that second athlete was. We may find out if they kind of bring someone forward, but I think we both called it, didn't we, Jack?
Yeah.
I think, you know, she is an absolute beautiful representation of the figure category. Very well deserved.
And she's managed to land herself a bikini.
Yeah,
From Bikini.
lots of prizes there.
You know, £50 from Trinity. Cream of Rice. Oh, it's protein this time from JP. And a hoodie.
Wow, she looks incredible.
She's got a fantastic front lat. Yeah.
Insane. She could just walk around like
Yeah.
that. Absolutely incredible lineup. I'm just trying to listen as well to see if, you know, they're going to award anyone else their pro status.
Thank you very much. And of course, both Sarah and Ella were already offered their pro status a couple of weeks ago at the Nationals. Had they not have been them, they would have been today.
There you go. So Ella and Sarah also, Seren also re-offered, so the second place overall, Ella again to Seren. Ella probably cursing Seren at the moment. But look at that, what a fantastic
be a great
overall
picture.
winner, a beautiful picture. And a beautiful athlete inside and out, so you know, yeah, great job there. One of the questions on the live stream, Miriam, about achieving pro status and then competing against the amateurs. So I did briefly mention it earlier on, and essentially until an athlete competes as a professional, they are still allowed to compete within the amateurs. Again, you know, a lot of people will have a lot of different opinions about that. You know, some people will say once you've achieved your pro status, you shouldn't be allowed. But ultimately, I guess one way of looking at it is it's an opportunity for them to kind of still compete against other people, because, you know, there's not, you know, a crazy amount of pro shows, especially for females in Europe. And until they've, you know, accepted and taken that pro card, they are allowed to compete as amateurs. So that's why that happens. Rachel's saying about competing against Seren. She is very lovely. She is, you know, such a lovely person. But here we go.
Moving on
to the next
straight
one.
into the overall classic physique. Obviously, only two in here. Gonzalo from earlier from Spain, and then yesterday's junior classic winner, Will, who is still a teen. We need to add.
Yeah, do you know what? I think yesterday's winner was obviously Will in the junior category, but Will is a teenager. He competed in teen bodybuilding as well as classic. So, you know, look at him holding his own. Like, wow. A lot of people will be rooting for Will here as well, because, you know, also winning best wheels the other weekend as a teenager, you know, the stuff he's doing is absolutely phenomenal. And do you know what? He's holding his own, Jack. He's really holding his own.
You know, credit to him.
Yeah.
He's stuck around as well.
Yeah,
you know,
he came back.
He's had a full day.
You know what? It's very difficult because I think actually Will's taken some of these shots.
We'll see in the muscularity now.
It's maybe where they get separated.
But then again, if you look at it from a classic perspective, you know, Will has a nice sort of twist to some of his poses. It may just come down to a bit of a maturity thing here.
You know, but I still think Will's taking these shots. Some of them. I really
the arms, there's a lot more pop to the arms.
Yeah.
The glutes.
Obviously, Gonzalo's erectors is incredible, but, you know.
But there's more muscle through the glutes and hamstrings here with Will.
Yeah, 100%. This is a battle, you know. Yeah, Zach, I don't know which one you're on about. Let me see if it's hidden. Still 17. Wow. Yeah, that is phenomenal. Well, 17 years old, like.
It's somewhat laughable.
It is. You know, if Will takes this, then wow.
I'd argue he's taken that.
Yeah.
You know. Yes, Gonzalo's ability to hold the vacuum is very, very good.
Do you know what? I'd be tempted to give it to Will.
Yeah, my only problem is.
But also
quads aren't as sharp as yesterday.
But if you think about it, if they're gonna stick with the who is best for their category, Will is the better junior classic than open classic.
Well, by a long way, yes.
Yeah. But
I don't know whether they do it that way, or is it more?
Yeah. In men, it's a little bit different.
Is it more who's the better classic individual? But you could still argue that
Will could be
with some of the poses there.
I think Gonzalo's great, but you know, how cool would it be for Will to get this? Yeah. Let's see what they decide to do. Oh, the sword's rocking.
I know.
Oh, please don't fall. Right then, who's it going to go to?
In a contest that was way closer than it should have been, with one being an open classic and one being a junior winner. These guys were neck and neck. One pose out of 5 decided who took the
Oh my
side.
god. One pose different, they're saying. Absolutely incredible.
Equally matched all the way through.
I think it might go to Will. There you go, Gonzalo. Well deserved, you know. I think it could have easily gone to either of them. They're saying that he won it on the rear shot, which fair enough, he's more developed, but equally, Will, wow, wow, nobody expected you to match, you know, each shot of that. Absolutely incredible.
So close to winning that overall. Speaks volumes about how special that gentleman is at the stage. Will, stay there a second. Stay there in the back for a second. We are getting a picture of you in just a sec. Picture of the overall winner.
Loz is like, do you want to hold my hand? Oh, the finger point. What an athlete. And here we go, here's Will.
Razor thin decision for that overall. Pose with everybody.
And Oscar, in relation to your comment, I guess it's hard to know, to be honest. Like sometimes we've spoke about it a little bit already, Jack and I, about, you know, sometimes with a taller frame, it's harder to fill out. But I think when you get a taller frame and it is filled out to a certain extent, you know, it's just so overpowering.
Yeah.
It's not that, you know, he's tall and there's not much going on. He's very full. So yeah, I think
you might see this later on if you stay tuned to pro bodybuilding. You know, Dean, for example, who's only recently turned pro, but he's a very tall individual, but he has a hell of a lot of muscle as well. And it's very hard to ignore someone when they're tall and highly muscular as well.
Cool. So obviously both of these boys are coming back on for the overall men. So they've just given them a second to change their trunks, get themselves re-ready, because we will be seeing them both battle out the open men as well, because both of them won their respective open categories, which is absolute madness. What did he do?
So AJ's decided to dislodge the sword from the globe.
No.
Now we are going to move on to the overall bodybuilding straight away after this. Then we are going to take another break before we introduce the pro divisions.
So Gonzalo needs a quick turnaround because he's straight back in.
Will too. Will's coming on as well. Yeah. Cool, so I'm not sure how well you can hear Lee on the live stream, but they're just giving the boys a chance to kind of make sure that they're ready to come back on, and then we will decide a start time for section 4, which is the pro show. So as soon as we know, of course, we will update you guys as well, making sure that you are all there for what is going to be an absolutely spectacular pro show.
Okay, so Will straight back out. Teen winner yesterday. And Brandon G, our junior winner. Connor Lewis.
This is going to be a good battle.
And obviously there's much more numbers here, so you can see a very good battle.
100%. Like, this is to crown essentially the champion of all champions. They're also in high order now.
You gentlemen move down 1 orange marker each. Gentlemen with no orange marker, put your right foot at the end of the white line.
Put your right foot forward, your left
Orange
foot
marker.
out.
If you move across onto the orange, and then marker, if you put your left foot at the end of the orange line.
Oh, you can definitely find a place for that sword. I think anybody can find a place if they win that sword.
I don't know if they find a place in their luggage.
Yeah, that's the difficulty.
Because Gonzalo's got to go back to Spain with that. So
yes, wonder if the NBW will cover the shipping cost of the sword. Okay, guys, who do you have for the overall? We've got 1 vote for Connor already. It's going to be a big battle.
It's a tough day for Connor though, because you know he's peaked already for a very good battle this morning. He's battled it hard this morning.
Really hard, and then obviously you're then holding that, you know, throughout the day. Obviously then as well we've seen people being worked in their categories. So let's see. Again, you know, a 17-year-old on the far right.
You can't ignore Will there.
Wow. You know, he is genuinely going to be such an incredible bodybuilder for the time to come. Like, he is holding his own on this lineup, which is incredible. Far left, also our heavyweight winner. Very, very good. I think, you know, he potentially may be the one that's going to take it.
Okay, so heavyweight bodybuilder into the centre here.
I think they'll move Will in as well. Yeah, I think as well, you know, the benefit of being the heavyweight is you're just a big guy, yeah, and it's always going to be harder when you've got someone that big and that good, you know. There's so much detail, so much, like, you know, the physique is full.
Okay, so Connor getting his call in the middle.
Center. This will be a good confidence boost, I think, as well. You know, when you know you're being moved and looked at, it's very reassuring. Yeah,
the thing is,
you can see the confidence come back
in
now.
an overall, normally in a lineup, your eyes are drawn to 1 or 2 individuals. Here, there's so many good athletes. It's almost like, well, where do you look? Because you want to compare Connor to Gonzalo, but then again, you also want to, you know, you can't ignore Will.
100%, you know. Like we said earlier, it's very difficult for a teen to take an open. But, you know, Will is great. We've also had a comment saying, like, how good those legs are for that height. And, we commented on it earlier, like, to fill legs when you're that tall, that takes some doing. Yeah, Connor's very complete. It looks great. It's a battle for sure. Who are you thinking, Jack? Jack's just speechless.
The problem is, each have strong body parts.
Yeah.
You know, Connor's probably winning back shots there.
100%. He's a lot more complete through
the
back.
But then when you turn to the front, Gonzalo has more pop through the delts, through the pecs. And then obviously you've just got the imposing size of the heavyweight then.
Yeah, Marco.
And gentlemen, please finish with your most muscular.
You know, for example, you're going to be very pushed to beat Gonzalo in that, even though, you know, Connor's doing a great job.
Great job. Wow.
Okay, gentlemen. 47, 60 switch places.
Okay, we're moving people around again now.
53 switch places.
Connor holding centre, which is very good. I think, you know, that they definitely like Connor.
Make sure you're on the markers, guys. Make sure you're standing over those orange markers.
I guess for those of you on the live stream at home, something to do now is each pose, pick who wins it, and then whoever wins the most poses overall essentially is your overall winner.
Yeah.
It's very easy to get distracted by a certain body part, you know, this person's glutes or this person's quads, but ultimately it's who wins the most poses. And, you know, I think potentially, obviously we already know from Marco's front shots, very good. Connor, very balanced, you know. It's a hard one.
Yeah, I think the reason why I'm being so quiet is because I'm intrigued and I'm just trying to do exactly what you said. Who's winning what?
Who's winning which shots? Yeah. And I think actually we have a bit of a tale of two sides here, because I think from the front it's a very different result as to from the back. Because I do think Marco has some gaps in his physique from the back, where I think the other two are potentially overtaking.
Yeah.
Because for me, Connor and Gonzalo win the back shots over Marco, so very difficult. Connor's back is very complete.
Long day for Gonzalo.
Yeah, busy day.
Because this is his 4th time on stage.
Yeah. And he's been worked each time, you know.
And gentlemen, most muscular.
What an overall lineup, though.
Fantastic.
I think people on the live stream all have different winners as well, so it's going to be super excited to see who's going to take it.
Okay, gentlemen, relax. Okay, gentlemen.
Yeah, very split in the live stream.
Okay, so we have a decision based on the movement. Potentially they're going to go with Connor. But you just don't know, unfortunately. You know, it's not like a call out really for a category as such. You know, the overall, it doesn't necessarily always mean the person in the centre is going to be the one to take it, but we'll see. I think, you know, any of those middle three could argue.
Yeah.
Could argue that they could take it. Who are you going with, Jack? Jack's quiet.
I honestly can't pick between Connor and Gonzalo, to be honest. Connor's slightly more complete. Slightly more.
Okay, so that is confirmation that they will be winning a pro card, which is so exciting.
But only one can take the title. There can be only one to take the sword. And the unanimous decision.
Unanimous.
From the judging panel is that man will be Connor Lewis.
Connor takes it. Very good. Unanimous votes. That, you know, in itself, wow. To get a unanimous decision on that is absolutely incredible. So great job, Connor. Very well deserved.
He'll be so happy with that.
Yeah, and do you know what, actually, because, you know, some people will be seeing this show just for itself. Connor didn't have, you know, a winning start to his season. I think, you know, he had a few shows where perhaps didn't get the placing that he deserved, but he's just kept going, and, you know, he's kept going, kept showing up, and now what a day. Wow. And obviously AJ currently coaching Connor, is very proud up there as well. But wow, very well deserved, and you can tell it means a lot. And Jack, obviously you know Connor, you know how much this is going to mean to him. You know, you've spent a lot of hours with him. What do you think he'll be feeling at the moment?
Oh, he's probably he'll be holding the emotions back here. Definitely will be. He's a very proud individual. I know his father's in attendance. I can see his father here taking pictures in the crowd.
AJ making sure that Connor gets his full shot.
The best.
Yeah, 100%.
Don't cover his quads.
Yeah, come on AJ. You're ruining his left quad there. But yes, very well done to Connor. Hopefully he will accept that pro status and we will see him back on for the pro show this afternoon. Do you think he will?
And our show promoters, AJ and Ross.
Maybe. Again, silence from Jack.
Yeah, but it's the same that if he does it, then obviously he's
a pro then, isn't
any
he?
attempt to do any amateur. Connor's done a fair few seasons in amateur. I don't think there's not much more for him to do.
Yeah, I think in terms of amateur, when you take your pro card and things, I think this would be a show where I would say yes, I'm ready to go into the pro. You know, he's just beat an outstanding caliber of athlete, and I think this really is, it shows that you are a pro. So for me, if I was Connor, I probably would.
Okay, Connor on his own.
I think they're potentially discussing giving a second pro card out.
We need a pink Connor. Yeah, that pro status in front of you.
Potentially, but we'll see. We're going to let
there was some
discussions. Let Connor get his winning shot because obviously very well deserved. Look at that. A very worthy winner. Well done, Connor.
Because realistically, knowing Connor now, he'll take a year, 2 years off, and then come back to compete again. So realistically, this physique with a year, 2 years off.
He's looking at his sword. He's like, oh my god, that's mine.
That sees him very competitive in the pro rank.
So well done, Connor.
Maybe it's just dawned on him.
He's like, oh wow, this is mine. And of course, AJ's going to get his photo. Great work from the both of them. Do a pose, Connor. He's just happy.
Okay, AJ, before you go, mate,
don't break your mush.
We're not going to wait till 4:15, are we? That's an hour away. What do you want? 45 minutes. 45 minutes. We're going to go.
Okay, so that is confirmation. We will be beginning at 4 o'clock.
3:45.
3:45? 3:45 potentially. We'll be here at 3:45.
Okay, so half an hour from now, the pro classes will be coming on at
it's us again.
Quarter
Hello.
to 4.
Did you miss our faces? So yes, we will be back here live 3:45, and then in the meantime, we're going to go and eat. So we will leave you with some of the highlights from the day. And also remember to join section 4 because we are going to be entering another new stream. So what you should probably do, leave this one, join the other one, and wait for us because you don't want to miss this pro show. It's going to be.
No,
it's going to be.
It should be the highlight of the weekend.
100%.
So.
You know, a lot of people are here to see it. So make sure you tune in. Section 4 will be there in half an hour.
Trained by JP Pumpage, the best non-stim pre-workout on the market. The goal of Pumpage is to give you a pre-workout that has flexibility. Usually if you go for a stim pre, you can't take it at certain times of the day. Whereas with non-stim, you can take it first thing in the day, you can take it the last thing at night, and you'll still be able to sleep. Most importantly, you're driving nutrients to where they need to be during training. This is gonna give you the pump, the mind-muscle connection you need to have fantastic training with no come down and no crashes. Also, it contains Trained by JP's own cell swell matrix, which is a combination of free-form citrulline, taurine, and betaine. If you're looking for flavor recommendations on Pumpage, my go-to is orange and mango blast. So get yours today at trainedbyjp.com.
Yes guys, I'm Finn.
I'm Josh.
My name is Noah.
Hi guys, I'm Mark.
This is Natural Physique Coaching.
Take your time, get nice and wide. We wanted to bring a coaching team to the table to help people achieve the highest level results possible naturally under our guidance.
Too many people think that they have to start taking performance-enhancing drugs to achieve a high-level physique. We want to prove to you that you can do it naturally and achieve the physique that you've always dreamed of.
We are here to deliver the best coaching service, all the way from lifestyle clients to building pro-level physiques.
We're here to deliver elite level coaching and achieve life-changing results. That's the one.